Well, hello everybody, and welcome to a slightly smaller edition of the TheinsiderDEWclusive. I'm Dewey, and when I think of candy, right, I think of things from, my original timeline. I think like these really sort of like sour, like, licorice ropes that they have called twisters, and they're really good. Basically, it's, imagine if you take Twizzlers, right, from this timeline, but like imagine a sour coated rope, and they're really good. And sometimes during the holidays, they have special cream filling inside the ropes, like like strawberry and watermelon and stuff like that. There's another one, candy wise, that I really like. It's sort of a like, it's similar to like a Fruit Gushers out here, but what it is they're called Novas, and what Novas are basically these triple layered sort of like candy fruit snacks, but they have like powder on them. Like you would get with like fair food, like that. So, but they're called Novas, and they're really, really good, and I miss them. So, unlike Crash, I actually have a sweet tooth. And, I've been kind of tinkering around off camera, and kind of playing around with different candies and different sweet treats and stuff that exist in this timeline. There's some pretty decent ones that I like. I like Warheads. Warheads are good. I specifically really like the Swedish Fish. Those are good. I like Swedish Fish. I especially like the tropical ones. And apparently, mostly everybody here in this spaceship, including Crash, likes Skittles. He doesn't eat Skittles often, but as a rare treat, he'll have a Skittles. So, everyone else loves Skittles. But one particular candy-coated snack that's been around as almost a universal constant in both my timeline and in, well, Crash's misadventures has been sour gummy worms, or just specifically gummy worms. And one particular brand of gummy worms has stuck out for a while. Trolli. Now you may be wondering, Dewey, you're talking about a completely different brand that has nothing to do with Mountain Dew. This is the TheinsiderDEWclusive, not the Insider Trolli exclusive, or the Insider candy-coated sugary gummy worm packed with sprinkles edition exclusive. You thought wrong. See, in America, we actually did not even get Mountain Dew VooDew this year. Weird, right? Yeah. Apparently this year we did not get Mountain Dew VooDew, from what Crash has told me and from what I researched. Apparently, good old US of A just wasn't good enough for Mountain Dew VooDew this year, which is weird. But yet, another country wound up getting Mountain Dew VooDew. Somewhere farther up north, if you will. So somewhere a little colder, a little snowier, somewhere a little more maple friendly. Also, they gave us the gift that is Ryan Reynolds, but, you know, I like him too, but I don't have a man crush on him like Crash does, and, you know, like other people do, but, you know, I don't know if Crash wanted me to say that, but I said it.
Shut your face, Dewey.
Yeah.
If you know what's good for you.
There's a man crush on Ryan Reynolds. And a few others, surprisingly. But I also forget that Crash is pansexual. So, there's that.
I sense a disturbance.
Like, in the galaxy?
No. Like in the thing that's in that popular sci-fi movie franchise that I'm afraid we can't even say, because if we do, we might get copyrighted. No, not that one. Not the one that starts with the F. Is it in your soul? No. It's in the area, the air. As if someone out there somewhere took a crack at me being pansexual. But you are pansexual. Well, yeah. Which means you're just attracted to things and people and just beings in general, right? Yes. Wouldn't that make you omnisexual? Possibly. But either way, someone cracked wise. Maybe it was nothing. Uh-huh. Sure.
Anyhow, where's this off-trail commentary going to? Well, apparently, instead of getting Mountain Dew VooDew this year in the States, we wound up actually getting something radically different. Instead, we got a collaboration that I was not expecting ever on my bingo card, but yet we did. Mountain Dew flavored Trolli gummy worms, sour bite crawlers, and if that wasn't enough, we also wound up getting Mountain Dew Trolli flavored cherry lemon. Yeah. Very interesting to say the least. Is it not? It's a little weird. But you know what? I'll take it. Now, why the collaboration? Well, Mountain Dew has sort of a, let's just call it, rather interesting history with experimenting with unique flavors thanks to their VooDew lineup. A lot of them either being Halloween themed, candy coated themed, possibly even chocolate themed, and just very sugary fun. And I think after the past, I want to say 5 to 6 years now of doing Mountain Dew VooDew, they wanted to shake things up a little bit and actually get a legitimate collaboration done with another brand. Because they thought, well, if Coke and Oreo can do it, why not us and someone else? So, here we are. Trolli and Mountain Dew. Two combinations that you don't ever really ask and stop to think about, but yet here we are. Mountain Dew and Trolli. And we're going to be trying them today. But before we get into it, we're going to get into a little tiny bit of background and knowledge, if you will, of Mountain Dew Trolli. So, in fact, believe it or not, this CD even didn't launch nationwide at first. It actually technically launched August 25th of 2025, where it was actually released 2 weeks early, almost a whole month early in some cases if you were lucky, at Walmart as an exclusive. Yes, for real. This was both the candy and the soda were a Walmart exclusive at some point, just for a limited run. It wasn't anything super crazy, but it was just sort of part of a maybe like, hey, let's scratch your back, I'll scratch mine type of thing. Very interesting to say the least. And this is also the very first non-mystery VooDew adjacent flavor as a zero sugar variant in the United States. Meaning that although this is a official candy collaboration, this is the first time Mountain Dew's ever done a candy collab or a candy flavored mixture that wasn't VooDew related. So again, maybe they're just shaking it up. But it is interesting though, because the soda side of things, the Trolli flavored Mountain, like the Mountain Dew flavored Trolli, or the Trolli flavored Mountain Dew, sorry, the Trolli flavored Mountain Dew is a cherry lemon flavor. And it's based on the Sour Bites crawlers of it. But it is a cherry lemon flavor with a light red. And its flavor is somewhat comparable to more of like fall sour candy-ish flavors. So think, if you're an old Mountain Dew head, think like VooDew 4.0. Or think like Pitch Black 2. Which, yes, we will cover at one point. But, regardless, it is interesting. Because there were announcements made. There were, leaks made. Obviously, all your favorite foodie heads and foodie people got on the bandwagon and posted leaks and stuff and adverts about it, way in advance. We're talking almost a year in advance, in fact, because even going back as August 12th of 2024 was when Supernova announced that VooDew would not be returning, but instead something else would be happening. And then apparently, Team Supernova announced during a live stream that PepsiCo was releasing a VooDew adjacent flavor in collaboration with a candy brand, but without the mystery flavored branding. So, regardless, it is interesting though, because Supernova clarified that the candy brand specifically requested to be featured on the label design, as they did not want to be associated with the mystery flavored concept. Although the specific brand was not announced at the time due to negotiations and stuff with PepsiCo at the time, as Team Supernova plans to wait for more sources to leak and so forth, it was also noted that the color of the new flavor would not actually be white, unlike other VooDew flavors. So, a little interesting tidbit in history. Not so much because of the leak information, as you guys well know that we don't typically cover leaks unless it's actually part of the, valuable trivia in history. But this was a trivia bit that was worth actually mentioning. And then on top of that, all the other Instagram foodie people and all the other influencers and stuff started posting about it and talking about it and, digging around for leaks and stuff like that. So, and then, here was the thing though. Interestingly enough, PepsiCo had actually confirmed that VooDew would actually release in the United States this year at some point. However, the brand remains more active internationally in Canada and Australia, with both of them receiving a VooDew flavor. So, at the last minute, it seems like Mountain Dew scrapped the idea for a VooDew this year and just simply went with the Trolli collaboration. Which is fine. I'm always down for shaking things up. Hence the camera angle of this episode of the TheinsiderDEWclusive. And, well, the setup a little bit. So, we're always down to try something a little different. But it is interesting, too, because in addition to the candy, and in addition to the soda, there was another exclusive release for this. A Freezy. Yes. Believe it or not, there was a Freezy. Released exclusively at Circle K locations, and Circle K adjacent locations, if you will. They were to receive the Trolli Cherry Lemon drink as a Froster Freeze. And it utilizes a half-diet formula for it, using both high fructose corn syrup found in full sugar sodas and sucralose, which is an artificial sweetener found in Diet and Zero. So it's a half and half, if you will. But it is interesting because Trolli actually wind up acting as this year's replacement for VooDew, at least again, specifically in the United States. I want to make that perfectly clear. Mountain Dew VooDew is still apparently thriving, just not in the States. Apparently Canada and Australia has it. So if you're willing to make a, hike or plane trip or shuttle or whatever, or road trip to, a completely different country and come back, by all means. And for those watching at home, if you want to hook any of us up from, some international borders with a bottle of 2025's VooDew, we'd be happy to cover it and pay you for your time. However, it is interesting, though, because when the flavor releases, aka these guys, when it did release, it will actually technically be the third collaboration between a soda brand and PepsiCo, from PepsiCo, and a candy brand. In fact, believe it or not, the first such collaboration was in October of 2020, when they did a Crush Sour Patch Kids Berry Soda, followed by VooDew 5.0 in 2023. If the candy brand collaboration for VooDew 6 didn't fall through, though, then Trolli would have been the fourth collaboration. And this is also the third in-store release to not include a full sugar version of the flavor. The first being a Diet Ultraviolet, recently seen in 2011, and the second being Diet Supernova, most recently seen in 2012. So it is interesting, because, you don't think about it, but funny how companies and corporations decide to shake things up. I'm not saying it's not worth shaking things up, it most certainly is. Would I have liked to experience this year's Canadian or Australian versions of Mountain Dew VooDew? Absolutely. But, for what we got, I'd say this is a relatively inventive idea. And I like it. So it is rather interesting, to say the least. So, also worth noting, too, is sort of a little bonus tidbit, if you will, is that some of the marketing for Mountain Dew Trolli and Trolli Mountain Dew has been rather cute and playful and creative if you check out the socials on Mountain Dew's social medias and Trolli's social medias. You'll see what I mean when you go look it up. In fact, we even have the official press statement right here as well, too, that I'll read off for you here in just a sec. Mountain Dew X Trolli. You do the dew, you do the worm. They're launching a sweet and sour collab, if you will. Mountain Dew and Trolli are teaming up for a flavor mashup you didn't know you really needed, per se. The new Mountain Dew X Trolli collaboration brings bold sour candy vibes and a refreshing citrus kick of dew flavor in 2 epic drops. Trolli X Mountain Dew Sour Bright Crawlers. Neon, chewy, and sour. These gummies pack classic dew citrus taste in 3 delicious combos. Original citrus and cherry, and original citrus and blue raspberry. So we gotta try at least, a small bite of each of these little sugar-packed gummy worms, to say the least. So, they contain a lot of sugar, though, I'm not gonna lie. So, and then Mountain Dew Zero Sugar X Trolli Cherry Lemon. Inspired by the iconic Trolli Sour Bright Crawlers gummy candy themselves, this limited time Mountain Dew flavor delivers a fizzy sweet and sour combination with zero sugar, which I'm pretty sure Crash is going to enjoy. So, which, yes, I will drag him in here for a quick taste test, too, at the end of the episode. Where to get it? Well, nationwide, pretty much everywhere. Starting in August 2025 in like the 12-ounce packs and 6.3 and 4.25 ounces for the gummies. But if you want to drink the dew, that launched August 25th exclusively at Walmart for a little bit in 20-ounce bottles and 12-pack cans. And then it was available nationwide starting September 9th, 2025 for a limited time. But don't wait. Both are here for a sour time. Not a long time. Or however the saying goes. Grab the collab before it's gone. Pretty simple, right? And that's kind of the point. It is very interesting because, you don't think about it, but candy and Mountain Dew actually would be a relatively good combination. In fact, that does make me think of what would happen if we had more candy Mountain Dew collabs. Imagine if we had a Swedish Fish Mountain Dew. Ooh. Imagine if we had a Skittles Mountain Dew. Like an official one. Starburst Mountain Dew officially? Why not skip the candy altogether? Go further beyond. Fruit by the Foot Mountain Dew. Fruit Gushers Mountain Dew. I'm just pitching ideas here. Feel free to use them. But, maybe even a, what are those gummy bears called? Hasbro? Or not. Hasbro? Those gummy bears? Those with Mountain Dew? Something like that. Point is, there's a lot of flavor combinations you can kind of do with this whole thing. It is interesting, though, to say the least. So, well, we're going to get started with the taste test. We're going to start with this guy, because I know Crash won't be able to actually eat these because of all the sugar. But, we're going to try them out and see how they are. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Trolli Mountain Dew Sour Bite Crawlers. They look pretty good. Even though most of them are in the bottom of the bag. We gotta try at least one of each, too. So we got a green one, a blue one, and a reddish one. So one's cherry, one's citrus, and one's blue raspberry. Hang on. Give me a moment. Oh! Got it. Never mind. So, basically, one's Code Red, one's original, one's Voltage. Got it. Whoa! I just ripped open that bag, and that is a blast of citrus scent. Ha! Ha! Whoa! Talk about color. See, I told you. They're all sparkly colored. Look at that. That's wild. Look at them little worms. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Alright. Let's try the original citrus and see how it is. Okay. I kind of taste it. There's a little hint of lemon lime flavor in there. For sure. And I taste a little bit of that, like, citrusy flavor that Mountain Dew has. But it tastes also like a Trolli gummy worm, where it's very sweet and crystal coated and very, like, you get the sweetness first before you get the Mountain Dew flavor in this. Which is not bad, per se. I do like it. It's just different. But it's not bad. Next is the cherry flavor. The Code Red flavor, if you will. Okay. That's a pleasant cherry flavor. It's not as strong of a cherry flavor like, say, Code Red, the drink is, which is not bad. I do like that. The sweetness is there, and it's definitely a gummy worm, for sure. It's a sweet gummy worm, but it's balanced. You get a little bit of the Trolli, a little bit of the Code Red flavor, and still got that Mountain Dew citrusy taste. And it's not bad. I actually like that. This one's the one I'm curious about. Will you taste like blue raspberry? AKA Voltage. Only one way to find out. This is the Voltage one. The blue raspberry one. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's there. It's a little delayed, but it's there. You get the sweetness and the sourness of, you know, Trolli first. Then you get the Mountain Dew flavor. And then it hits you at the very end with a big thing of blue raspberry. And not like a small amount, like a big amount. I like that. That's like a 1, 2, 3 punch with that one. I would honestly say I like the blue raspberry one, aka Voltage, in first place. I like the original citrus, aka Mountain Dew, in second place. And third place would be, honestly, this guy. So, only because it's so well balanced that all the flavors complement each other so well that the problem is, since nothing like offsets each other or stands out, it kind of makes it one whole flavor rather than like something that makes it unique. Whereas the other two are, you know, they're good in taste, but they're strong in taste with their unique flavors, which is the point. Which I'm not going to complain. That's not bad at all. I like that. But I am surprised, to say the least. So, anyhow, we're going to end this segment, and then we're going to finally try the Zero Sugar Cherry Lemon Mountain Dew Trolli. Welcome back. Well, this is it. The big one. We're going to try the Mountain Dew Trolli Zero Sugar Dew Cherry Lemon flavor. It's a little bit of sour, a little bit of sweet, and perfectly safe for me and Crash to try. And yes, I'll bring him on at the end and have him try it too. So, but yeah, I'm actually really excited for this one because this has been one that I've been kind of curious about ever since they made this announcement. Interestingly enough, though, 113 milligrams of caffeine, 85 milligrams of salt, 1 carb, 1 singular carb. Where is the 1 carb? I am very curious. But, regardless, it's time to try it. We're going to try it normal first, and then, as per usual, you know the drill by now. Or if you don't and you're new to this, we typically try it iced as well, too, in our fancy Mountain Dew glass. It's time to do the Dew. Mountain Dew. Ooh. I don't know if y'all heard that one. All right. Bottoms up. Wait. Ooh. That's gotta have to do a sniff test. Huh. That is a very different flavor compared to Code Red in terms of smell. It almost smells like a Code Red 2.0, or like, I almost want to say like a fruit popsicle, if you will. Yeah. Interesting. Hmm. Huh. Okay, that is interesting. It's very blended. That's not something that I usually say about Mountain Dew flavors. Or about most of these transmissions with the TheinsiderDEWclusive. This is the first time that a Mountain Dew flavor is actually, like, specifically blended quite well. Like, the best way I can describe it is you get a little bit of the cherry lemon flavor from the Trolli at first. Then you get the Mountain Dew flavor. Then you get that citrus combination from the Mountain Dew. Then it reverts back to the cherry lemon. Then it goes back to the Mountain Dew flavor. Then you get kind of like a, oh, this feels familiar, like a Code Red kind of vibe. Or like I said, a Code Red 2.0. And then it goes back to Mountain Dew, back to Trolli. But then you get that sour. That little bit of sour tang. That sour, like, sweet sort of thing. That's like, somewhere sneaks in there. It's not overly sour, but it definitely is something that's noticeably sour. But it is interesting, to say the least. Yeah. It's unique. I will say that. It is definitely a cherry lemon. But you don't get that, like, doubled down lemon flavor like when Mountain Dew, because Mountain Dew is a citrus soda. Let's be honest. It's already going to have a lemon flavor to it. But you get, like, you get that lime flavor too. But you don't get something that's like, like in the past where they've just doubled down on the lemon flavor. Instead, you get something that's like, no, we know there's already lemon in this. So we're going to scale some of the Mountain Dew flavor back so the Trolli stuff stands out. But we want also to blend that signature idea that it is Mountain Dew. It's good. It's actually really good. We gotta try it iced, though. Hang on, there's a little melted water. Alright. We don't need a huge amount. Save this for a gaming session or something. Actually, would you guys want to see that? See me actually just stream some games and drink Mountain Dew? I might do that. Let me know down in the comments. Let that get cold for a second. In the meantime, I have a palate cleanser. Not bad. Not bad at all. Surprisingly tasty. Alright. Let's give this a shot. This is Mountain Dew Trolli, Zero Sugar Cherry Lemon on ice. Okay, that's different. This is why we always do the ice test. when you drink it iced, it tastes exactly like you're like drinking a Trolli gummy worm, like the cherry lemon ones. But you don't get much of the Mountain Dew taste, like at all. So it's very interesting that if you drink this normally, it's perfectly blended. But you drink it iced, and there's more of that fruit, cherry lemon candy kind of flavor to it. I'm surprised. Really. I am. Like, there's like maybe a smidge of that Mountain Dew signature flavor, but you mostly just are drinking Trolli. And if you like Trolli gummy worms, by all means, drink this while you can, because it ain't going to be around that much longer. But if you are wanting Mountain Dew and Trolli, then drink it without the ice. That's the best way I can describe it. So, but that's not bad. I actually like that. Is it my number one favorite Mountain Dew flavor of all time? No. Is it one that I'll probably pick up maybe a 12-pack in the future now and enjoy casually until it's gone? Yeah. I'd be willing to buy a single 12-pack of it. Have it as sort of like a treat type thing. Kind of like how Crash really likes that A&W root beer, the ice cream float sundae one. Seriously, he won't shut the about it. But regardless, let me go grab Crash, and then he's going to go try this as well too. So we will be back with our final segment. So remind me again what I'm doing. I want you to try the Mountain Dew flavor. The Trolli one. The Trolli one? Yeah, the Trolli one. Okay. Iced or regular? Either one. Your preference. I've already got it set up. So. But I'm done with the episode. I'll have you close it off. Oh, we're doing a switcheroo, if you will? Yeah. We're doing more or less a switcheroo, if you will. Okay. Well, I guess I'll end the episode then for you. So, yeah. If you're cool with it, yeah, I'm good. I guess Dewey wants me to try this. I don't know. Let me get comfortable. I gotta move all this. There we go. Hello. Hang on. Readjusting. Oh, he left his hat. I'll just put it aside. For now. Ugh. Ugh. I was relaxing. Well, I guess Dewey wanted me to try the zero sugar flavor of Trolli. I guess this counts as a taste test for me as well too, but I don't know if I would add it technically to the list, but no. I assume he went over the history of the thing, and oh, looks like he tried the gummies as well too. So cool. Man, that is a lot of sugar. Well, good thing I didn't try them. So, but you tried little bites. That's smart. So, that one must be Voltage. That one must be Code Red. That one must be Citrus. The original Mountain Dew. Cool. Well, I'm going to try the Mountain Dew Trolli Zero Sugar Soda. I guess he said do whatever, but I'm going to try it normal. Mountain Dew Trolli Zero Sugar Dew. I'm glad Dewey's around. I'm glad he's been doing all this Mountain Dew stuff. It's nice to have someone with the workload. So, I still hope one day we can get him home, though. We need to figure out how to bring back Pitch Black so that he can try it and then see about teleporting back home. So, anyhow, Mountain Dew, Zero Sugar Dew, Trolli, Cherry Lemon. Sure this is zero sugar? It can't be. Well, hot damn, it is. Minus 1 carb. I also want to know where the heck this 1 carb is from. But that is very interesting. Okay. Yeah, that tastes straight up like just a gummy worm. That tastes straight up like I just drank a full gummy worm, like a bag of gummy worms. That's 100% what it tastes like. That is interesting. Because, oh, I guess he poured it on ice too. Yeah. Iced too, it tastes just like a gummy worm. Like, I get a hint of the Mountain Dew formula and flavor in there. Like, I do taste that citrus lime Mountain Dew flavor that it's known for. But there's already typically some lemon, some lime, and other stuff in Mountain Dew. So really, this is just basically a more candiedized version of Code Red. Not that I'm complaining. Again, like, it's interesting that this tastes straight up just like I'm drinking, like, gummy worms in a bottle, liquefied. Which is morbid to think that I am drinking the sour yet gummy sweet liquefied bodies and carcasses of worms blended with Mountain Dew flavor. What the okay. Well, I get that's definitely weird. You could definitely say that's HalloWeird. Yeah. Yeah. See, this was all going to tie back together to HalloWeird. But yeah, that is weird. This is a strange combination that I did not know needed to exist, but does. It's a tasty combination. I really do kind of feel like this is Code Red, like, almost 2.0, or like, this feels like if you took a cherry lemon, like, gummy fruit bar and then melted it with the Mountain Dew formula is what this is. So, it's tasty. I like it. I'll have to get myself a bottle. So, I'm glad Dewey got one and tried it, because that's wild. So, and I take it these are the gummy worms as well, too. So, here. Maybe I can do this. Let me try like very, 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 very small bites. Because I can't have all that sugar. I wish I could, but I can't. Here, I got 3 very, very small bites. Let's do this. Yeah. That is blue raz. For sure. That's voltage. Yeah. That is Mountain Dew flavor for sure. Yeah. That is definitely cherry lemon, but emphasis on the lemon. But that tastes more like Code Red than this tastes more like Trolli. Man, they really did pull a reverse Uno on both of these. I'm not mad. I'm not going to complain. That's really cool. I'm just surprised. So, well, that about does it for this episode of the TheinsiderDEWclusive. Continue supporting Dewey across the multiverse and social media, and, you know, continue watching all of our Mountain Dew themed exploits and adventures. That was unique. That was interesting and weird. I still can't believe, though, like, we didn't get VooDew this year in the States. But Dewey does seem a little bummed out that he didn't get to have VooDew this year. You know, I do possibly still have some connections up in Canada. Maybe I could pull some strings. Don't tell Dewey. But maybe there's a way I can still get him VooDew this year. We'll see you all for the next one.